Welcome back to the show. You may know our guest from The Flash, but what you might not know is he's also really into board games.
And video games. He's one of us, everybody. He's
One
one of us.
One
Liam
of
McIntyre,
us.
thanks for being here, man.
It's good to be here.
Yeah,
Thanks, man. Thank
yeah.
you so much. It's very exciting. Yes, I am one of us. Before this, we were just talking about board games and computer games and Apple versus Mac and all that sort of stuff.
And we will be talking about all that stuff, but let's talk a little bit first about what you're up to. You were on Spartacus?
Yes, did Spartacus. That was amazing. That was kind of changed my life and gave me a career. And then I got to be in The Flash, which, being a big nerd, is about the coolest thing in the world.
Pretty great.
Is it as great as one would guess?
Yes.
Yeah?
So much, even better. Like there was a moment, I love this, it's my favorite story ever, where basically I had to like blow up a police station, and so they'd rigged everything to explode and stuff because I've got like a weather wizard powers, like using wind and stuff. But it's like, so you do it, and like it's just simply like clench your fists and it all explodes, and it's filmed, and so like you do it, and then you're like, oh glass, oh god, but then you go behind. I was like, oh, can I see what it looked like? And for like a second, it went on, and then like you see me go boom, bang, and like. No, it's not. It's not. I don't have these powers. It took hundreds of people to make this happen. But for
awesome.
a second, you actually.
The magic of television.
I don't want to alarm you, but I may have superpowers.
I love it. Well, don't make him angry. You
not
wouldn't
here.
like him when he's angry.
No, it's not the Hulk. It's totally different character.
Sorry,
No.
yeah, different
No,
color.
He'll
different
just
color.
totally blow up this studio.
Totally blow it up.
I'm going to be watching your fists the entire interview. Just open hands, please.
Yeah, it's fair.
Hands
fair.
on the table.
Yeah, I get
the
it.
coolest
I
thing.
get that a lot.
But
awesome.
now you're designing your own
Yes.
tabletop game.
Yeah, because
which
I don't like being bored.
I love.
It was kind of amazing. That's also kind of amazing. I was like sitting at a convention with Nathan Fillion, and we were going to have dinner later on, but he had like a line for like 4 hours.
Of
so
course,
I was like,
as he does.
He's pretty popular. So I was like, well, this is going to take a while. I'll make a game. So that started off as a silly idea.
As you do,
As
right?
you do, right?
Yeah, I love it.
You just have an extra free time while you're waiting for Nathan Fillion to get done signing autographs with people.
Isn't that insane? It's so
like the best.
It's a
That's
great
the
origin
best.
story
It's
for your
just
game, though.
I know. I love that
yeah.
it has an origin story when we finally make it. No, but the game, it's this thing called Monster Lab that we ended up making. It started off as a different game actually, but it evolved over 10 months, and I got an amazing illustrator called Chris Allen Samuel. She's from Spain and just incredible. And yeah, it's like a game where you play a mad scientist and you put together monster parts and to crazy, ridiculous monsters, and then blow up your opponents and do stupid things to them. It's really fun.
So let's step through that process
Yeah.
of making a game, because you sit down, you're hanging out with Nathan Fillion, and then you go, I want to make a game.
It's the only way they get made. No other game
Yeah.
is made unless you're hanging out with Nathan
That's how
Fillion first.
Monopoly
true.
got made.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know if anybody knows that.
Yeah,
but
I know. The
Monopoly,
Parker brothers are like, Mr. Fillion, what do you think? I'm thinking about properties.
So you are somebody that plays a lot of
A lot.
board games.
Yeah.
What's your favorite board game of all time?
It's like your favorite
That's
movie.
so
trying.
what are
Well,
some of your favorites? Some
At
of
the
your
moment, this castle's called of the Mad King Ludwig, which is it's a game where you build ridiculous castles or castles, depending on which country you're from, and it's just fun because you're always feeling like you're kind of in the game, which is to me really important. I hate that. I hate games where you sort of go like Monopoly, for example, is a really awesome game, but then it's at some point, I guess the more games you play, you realize if I haven't got a street.
I'm done. Yeah, there's a
I'm just
point.
waiting.
It's an
when-
awesome game.
Yeah.
It's not.
You
You
know,
don't
but-
have to. You don't have.
No, but it's a beginner. It's a start. It's a start. It's an introductory game.
Yeah.
Like it's a game that everyone can play. But when you sort of tear it apart, you're like, wait a minute, this is not as good as it sounds on the surface. So yeah, like to me, it's really important to make a game that you always feel like you're part of the whole time, and you can always influence.
Did you start with the theme, or did you start with the mechanic?
Honestly, it started with the mechanic. Which was based on a game called 31, which I thought my wife's parents made, but apparently it's just a game that's been around for like hundreds of years. But
You play with a regular deck of cards.
yeah, it's like regular cards, and you try to put you're trying to get three cards of the same suit worth the most points. So if you get like an ace and a king and a queen, you got 31, and you're probably going to win. But the trick is kind of like, well, I've got 24. Are you likely to have more than 24 points? I'm going to knock, and then you put your cards down, everyone else gets a turn, and then you find out. So it's like, it's a simple game. And so then I was like, but I like the 3 and the combining stuff, and so from that very abstract idea, I was like, well, I like monsters, so I'm gonna.
Would you say that you Frankensteined this game together?
I should
wanna-
have you on my marketing team,
Yeah,
which
great.
consists of just me at the moment.
Us too. Weird.
Yeah.
So
We have
weird.
the same
I think
marketing
we're the
team.
Great
exact
system.
same
It's
marketing
me. Have I
team.
been doing
Yeah.
marketing the whole time for this show? No, but it's right. It's kind of you just got to do it.
Right.
You tread the pavement. That's the word. But yeah, so it turned into it was like penguins for a while because I was like, what's cute? Penguins, they're fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, penguins. I don't know. It's like my wife liked it. She was like, that's cute.
Right.
Yeah.
But they had.
Hey, that's my fish. It was a big hit.
Had big guns and stuff, right? Yeah.
Sure.
It was called Hey, That's My Fish. No, it's so there was like cool monsters because that seemed right, like Frankenstein-y things like that,
Sure.
and you put them together, and then that was fun. It was just like building monsters, which was just like a mix and match game, which is we still sort of have for kids and stuff, which is going to be like a sort of a sub rule for like the kids.
Oh, cool.
Just like a simplified game. But and then then it was like, well, how do you make it engaging? So building the monsters is fun, and people were always like, so do they fight? And I was like, no. Should they fight? They should fight. I'm
They
like,
should definitely
They should
fight.
definitely fight.
What's the
So-
point of making monsters if they're
Yeah.
not going to fight?
I know, and I was like, because that sounds complicated.
That seems like a lot of extra rules I'm going to have to think of.
and it
Nathan
was.
Fillion, when is your next convention?
Yeah, I know.
So that
I'm
I
gonna
can
have to
wait
sit down
around.
and be inspired by your awesomeness. But yeah, so then I spent like 3 months going. Then this happens. That sucks. And then this happens. No, that also sucks. And then so I've sort of worked it down, and then Dice got involved, and I was like, does it make it too nerdy? Not nerdy enough. And yeah, so then it was all probability matrices and stuff, which
Rad.
was where the game stopped being fun to make, but started being more fun to play.
Right,
So
right.
it was cool. And then over a bunch of months, you sort of workshop it until it's in a place where you're like, this is. I mean, I'm still like tinkering with some of the balance of it, like I guess you do with any game, but it's fun now. It's actually fun, which is cool.
So you got your friends to play it with you?
Like relentlessly.
And they
I'm
like
so
it. They're not
sorry.
just being nice to you, which
I
is
know.
cool.
Well, that was the thing. There was a point where I was like, I'm just going to make you play this game until you hate it. And then at one stage, some friends started going, well, can we come around and play the game? And I was like, no. I mean, we've played it a bunch. You don't have to do that. They're like, no. Can we instead of doing this other thing, can we play the game? And I was like, for real? Like you would choose to do, and so that after
That's
that.
when you know there's something there. There's something.
Yeah,
there's
and
a kernel of
it was
special
nice.
there.
And then everyone else, I remember we played one amazing game, which I wish I had filmed so I could have put it on the Kickstarter thing. But where it came down to like you had to roll a 6 with like 6 dice, and I had an argument about probabilities. They're like, it's guaranteed. I'm like, no, it's not. You're not definitely
definitely
anyway.
not.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
If Will Wheaton's playing, it's all ones.
Yeah, it's
like,
all
it's
ones.
all
It's
ones.
all
Sorry,
about the
Will.
ones.
Sorry.
He wins. He wins.
But the
occasionally.
Will's rolls are never.
I-
they're never there. They're never there.
Like a couple of weeks ago, I played my first ever X-Wing tabletop game, and like the guy I was playing against was just like, it was all hits. I was like, it's not even fun. Like I can't learn when everything you do beats me.
Yeah.
Like, boom, I'm sorry, man. I'm like,
It's like playing Battleship with a psychic. Can't. It's not fair.
I've never done
fair.
that. That's why. It's
It's wise. Don't. It's a good
I'm
advice.
not going to start now. I'm not
Yeah,
going to start.
don't start
That does
now.
sound like a bad idea.
It does.
Take that, Big Blue.
So from start to finish, how long did it take to develop the game to where it is now?
I guess it's going on to a year, like
Okay.
which is kind of not as long as I thought it would be. I know some games you can like pick up in 3 months and they work, and some games take a lifetime. But it kind of, I'd played a lot of games, so that informed like how it made it easier to make decisions. Where I was like, well, I want to put this in the game. Would that be fun? What have I done? I've played that game. That's kind of got it. I didn't like the way it did that, so I won't put that. I'll take that bit, but not that bit. So you could
Right.
actually kind of
Sure.
put together different bits of rules, try them out quickly in your head almost, because you played all this
you
other.
played so many
you
other
had
games,
so
right,
many
of
different mechanics,
course.
and then you're like, well, my mechanic's different because it's got like the 3 parts, and then how does that, and then but there were bits where you'd find out that was kind of like Munchkin, but then like it was a point like. There was a lot of destroying cards, but then it was comparatively too hard to build monsters and really easy to destroy them. So you had to like change the balance of that or the powers of
Seems like a fascinating process.
It really
Yeah.
is, and like it's funny. All my friends now, because I had like at the same time I was like, that's a good idea. No, focus on this one. So I've got like 4 other games that I now want to make, and my friends are like, we should make those games. I'm like,
Let me deal. The Kickstarter's not even over yet. So
it hadn't even started at the time.
So let's talk about your Kickstarter. So you can jump over onto Kickstarter and go to Monster Lab. That's the name of the game. Did we say the name of the game? I think we did.
Monster Lab. Yeah, I did
Monster
briefly.
Lab. And it's already passed its goal. So you're in stretch goals now.
We're in stretch goals. We're getting cool stuff for people. It's
And
great.
you got like more than 20 days left, so that's pretty good.
It funded in a day. It was amazing. Like it was this day
awesome.
where I'd had all these auditions because it's pilot season for actors. So I had all these auditions, and and it was like just the craziest thing. So I'd be like going into an audition and be like, oh my God, that's great. No? Okay. No, I still feel good about it. I got this stuff. I don't need you.
I'm sure all the other actors there were doing the exact same thing.
Building
sure,
games
yeah,
and being
they're
like,
all
we're all, look at our Kickstarters, are amazing. I don't know.
We're
Next
looking
time
for a
we-
very specific type.
Yeah.
Board game designer
Board
slash
game.
hunk.
Aussie.
No wonder I didn't get the job.
You're exactly what we wanted.
Yeah, Australian board game hunk.
So-
That's gonna be my business card.
Listen,
Hey, man.
You got,
it's
like-
a niche.
I'm just
Own
saying
it.
you can own that above the Hemsworth. Like that's something that you can say is not something the Hemsworth.
Oh, you're Thor, are you? Well, how many, yeah, sure, but I mean, how many board games have you made?
Exactly
Three?
right. I'm
Really?
just
You made
saying.
3?
Like, yeah, you're Chris Hemsworth. He's like, I've made 17 games.
I hate you.
Meet Agricola.
My
That's even
grandfather
better.
was Milton Bradley.
Milton Bradley Hemsworth.
So you still have 22 days to go on,
Yeah.
on the Kickstarter. So
Yeah,
you
it's
got
awesome.
onward and upward.
Sky's the limit.
So if people want to play the game, obviously they can get the game through the Kickstarter.
Absolutely, yes.
Are you going to be able to buy the game
Yeah.
if you didn't Kickstarter?
No, that's it. Once it's made,
ever.
I mean, that happens.
No,
Sometimes,
it's true.
yeah.
No, we've reached the target where we're going to print a bunch. So we'll put it up on Amazon and then see if other
Awesome.
like game sellers or resellers want to get involved. And,
Awesome.
yeah, I mean it's exciting times now. I guess like the first part of the Kickstarter, you go, well, is it going to work? And so I don't want to make too many plans. And now that it's working pretty well, which is great, we're getting to a point where now we want to see what's possible. So yeah, after the Kickstarter, it will still be available. You won't get like there's cool stretch goals of like cards, like where the artist will make you a monster like individually,
Wow,
so
cool.
one sort
Sweet.
of thing. And so
Wow.
there's like limited edition stuff and like
We
there's
should
some
back that and be a two-headed monster.
Yeah.
That'd be really fun.
really fun. And so there's like limited edition series cards for like inspired by the Flash and inspired by Spartacus and stuff for fans.
cool.
Fun.
Yeah, so that those will only be on Kickstarter, but the actual game will be available elsewhere.
Sure. So I think your story can be really inspiring to people
so.
who are board game enthusiasts who have an idea for a game and are thinking to themselves like, gosh, like I really wish I could put this together, but maybe they're a little bit afraid or intimidated by the process.
Describing me right
Oh,
now.
I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm
But that's
sorry.
like the idea is like for anyone, like 'cause it came down to the fact that like, I always had creative ideas as a kid, and it was like there was no real platform to communicate them. But now if you're serious about it and you build an idea from the ground up, and you have some idea of how to get that into people's heads with like a marketing strategy of some kind, there's formats where you can go, hey, I've got this cool idea. Anyone else like the idea?
Right.
And that's so exciting. Beyond just board games, board games are cool because they're like contained things, but there's like that squatty potty thing, which sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But all kinds of crazy ideas that are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And if you have the drive to do it, you can achieve them now, which is kind of amazing.
Well, I think that it's that last 10%, right? You get 90% of the way there, and you have this great idea, and that last 10% is so hard to, like you
Yeah,
say,
the enacting
iterate
it.
on it,
Yeah.
finish it, and make sure it's actually
Market
good.
it,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
And then
But just get
yeah.
it out. Yeah, like it's so easy. Like I know being an actor, lots of people that have written scripts and have never done anything.
Right.
So I mean, it's not like sort of Kickstarter script exactly, but it's the same mentality of going, well, I've got this good idea and it's so close to being able to be made. And if I just do this one more thing, like if I actually just push myself a little further, you can make it. Like I've got a card game, even if it doesn't go any further than Kickstarter. I made a
happened.
card game,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
awesome.
incredible. Like that's for me, it's
And
so
strangers
exciting.
you don't know want to give you their money to play it, which
Well,
is really neat.
It's just nice to know that people are excited by it, and that but just to be able to create is such a cool gift. It's such a
So
cool power.
how high would the stretch goal have to be to create Monster Lab in virtual reality?
Yeah, it was like if it was like 100,000, I was going to try and do like an app, so maybe $2 million. Who knows? Pick a
million,
number.
okay.
I literally have no idea, but that would
20
be
days.
so awesome to do VR like board gaming. And
You
got
got
to
make $100,000 a day for the next 22 days.
That's
I
all.
think it's doable.
Well, you're going to get the Tomorrow Daily Bump.
Yeah.
So
So you're gonna get
ready.
threes of people back in
Yeah,
your Kickstarter.
like 3, maybe 4 people back in this
There
thing.
could be.
No.
There could be.
So you have more ideas you're going to keep designing?
Yeah. I mean,
awesome.
this has just been such a fun experience. Stressful, but it's been really fun. So hey, why not, right?
Yeah.
It just seems fun. But I'll get this one done first, and we'll see where we're at.
Very, very cool, man.
Who's your favorite monster in the deck?
Oh, there's like a rainbow unicorn that poops rainbows. It's
A
probably-
squatty potty monster.
Kind of. Yeah, actually,
From the
yeah, you're right.
commercial,
Actually,
yeah.
that's a good point. Yeah, no, that's true. That was, yeah, beautiful poop. But Yeah,
dangerous, radioactive, maybe.
Yeah, there's dangerous radioactive. There's a Catzilla that breathes fire, and there's like a dancing goblin that lives in a hot tub. It's good. So there's a lot of it's all mental. It's all
so
crazy.
great.
I like the idea even, if you ever did an expansion for it, you could reach out to artists like the Oatmeal or to make those sort of special cards that kind of are monsters from their own kind of
their worlds. Yeah. Well, I mean, they did that amazing thing with Exploding Kittens. Like that was
and so fun.
And so much fun, right? Yeah. So and there's a really good one called From Cyanide and Happiness right now.
Yeah, they're doing that, and they're crowdfunding that, right?
It's up to like $2 million.
Yeah.
It looks so funny. Though.
Maybe they'll have a VR version.
Yeah, totally. Well, because that's a thing now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about it today.
Yeah?
There are, apps was the first way of taking tabletop and bringing it kind of to a wider digital
Yeah,
audience.
Dominion and stuff like that.
Dominion,
Yeah,
we had
Hearthstone's amazing.
And now, evidently, we're getting VR, so you don't have to have a friend. You can be in virtual reality.
You don't
and
even have to have
sitting-
friends anymore.
You
don't have to have a friend.
It's
It's
the
so
one
convenient.
prerequisite. Yeah.
So convenient.
You can
But
just play, or far away friends.
I gotta say though, I still love just the tactile nature of board games.
Yeah.
That's the tricky part. That's the one thing that's hard about VR is feeling stuff. Like you'll be like, wall, like that's tricky. But
So we had Jeff try on something called a Tesla suit, which is a haptic feedback full body suit.
How
Just
was it?
electrocutes you in little specific ways when you touch things in virtual reality. It
Like that Bruce Lee ab thing from
exactly,
It was a lot
almost
like that,
exactly
yeah.
that.
Wow,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
And it definitely was an experience.
Yeah, really? Is it like the kind of
I got
experience
to
that you
turn
like?
the dials, so it was really
Yeah, she was
Wow.
shocking me.
That's horrible.
It
And not in the usual verbal
horrifying
way.
indeed.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
so fun.
So it's like a torture
me.
device.
Yeah. For
like
me,
in
it
The
was
Simpsons
great.
with like, where's it? They're all in that thing when they all like can electrocute each
Oh,
other.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Out, quit it.
Yeah,
Out, quit it.
exactly that. Yeah. Dr. Bob Monroe. But I don't know. Like I feel like they'll need some kind of non-tactile way of expressing the game. I'd love to see a VR board game that kind of. I guess it's one of the there may be some way of making a game that's not like Settlers of Catan, but something where you could be in the world as opposed to like sitting
Just
in
sitting
a
at a
virtual
table.
chair,
Exactly.
playing a virtual game.
Well, like AR, your game would be amazing. You build a monster with cards, and then
AR.
it
And then
you
stands
can
up
see
and
it.
walks
AR
around.
is the best. Yeah, like in Star
HoloLens.
Wars.
You do HoloLens.
HoloLens is the
Would be great.
best.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Like, because I was so excited about VR, and VR was one of those things I tried, and I was like, this is going to be good. This is going to be really fun. Whereas going into it, I was like, this is amazing, and then playing it, I was like, this is not amazing, but it is awesome. It's like
it's getting there.
Yeah, like I'm not. It's more like because I played a flight simulator, which was incredible, but it was still unnerving because I was like, what's happening around me in the real world?
Right, we talk about that a lot. Like the Vive now has that front-facing camera that if someone passes in front of you, you'll see a little outline of their body as they pass, so that no one's going to jump scare you while you have a headset on. It's helpful.
It's a trust
It's
game.
helpful.
But the HoloLens, which I got to try at E3, was just like. I went in going like, good luck. Like, what is this going to be? Help me, Obi-Wan, or your only hope? Like, what is this stuff going to be? But it was amazing.
You did the Halo
The Halo
experience?
thing,
Yeah.
which was just, I was like...
It's just too limited
The
to field
field
of
of
view.
vision.
At the
Yeah,
moment,
that's the
I
field of
didn't
view.
mind that as much. I mean, obviously, it's like first gen.
It's like
but
looking in a little window.
I didn't...
kind of.
Because I kind of... Given that I expected it to just suck, I was kind of like...
Pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, it was like... Well, I mean, that's annoying, but the fact that it's happening...
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, like the fact that it works,
Right.
And like I get that it'd be weird to have like myopic vision that you really can't. It's like you can't see beyond that little frame.
Yeah.
I'm sure that won't be permanent.
Yeah,
One
I'm sure they'll
hopes.
expand it
One
over
hopes.
time.
Like,
You'd hope
and,
so.
and it's just, but the fact that even in that one frame, all that stuff was possible. I was like, wow, you can just
Yeah.
a thing on the desk, and
You're getting your loadout ready
and
for
when
a hit.
when you can, and when you looked at different parts of it, it tracked your eye movement, so it'd be like, oh, you're looking here. Here's information about that part of the ship, and I was like, oh, the potential of that technology is incredible. And it's
Just
so,
walking down the hallway and getting waypoints.
that was the
like,
best.
That was cool.
What is even
That was
happening?
really cool.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is real. This is actually, there's a thing. Look, oh my God.
Very immersive because you're not. There's not a separation between you and reality because you're just in it. You're existing.
Which was cool. And so like that kind of board game, like I'd love to play that kind of board game. That could be so interesting. Just
HoloLens board.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where like Hearthstone, or sort of where you'd pop up and you'd have characters on the board and they'd fight each other and
You
stuff.
just put down a little Hearthstone.
Well,
This
that game,
summoning stone, and then all of a sudden the whole board kind of unfolds in front of you.
that old really cool. PlayStation Eye game, Eye of the Beholder, they tried something like that, but it was on a screen.
I remember
so you
that.
can do, I mean, we can already do that stuff, and even the 3DS has those little cards that you look through this 3DS and it'll stand
And
up.
you can,
That's right,
yeah.
So I mean, that'll happen.
I guess, yeah, and there's, what is it, like, kind of like, is it Skylanders or something like that? Not exactly, but you've got like, or Infinity, Disney's Infinity
Little
thing.
figures where you
Yeah,
can
where
play.
it would be like, or Amiibos or whatever, where it's kind of like, you just have to have like a little chip and it would then do the rest,
Well,
be
that's
like,
the next step, right? Is that your
Yeah.
toys all have a personality because you have them on your goggles.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Just like I'm in.
Let's get in that.
Sign me up. So right now, beyond the board game, let's real briefly. So you've done Flash.
Yeah, Flash has been
Yeah,
really
where can people
fun.
keep up with you?
Yeah,
Oh,
what's
there's some exciting news coming out soon that I can't talk about yet, but it's really soon. So
you can tell us after the show.
You still
We're
know.
done.
Still no, not even then. But it's going to be really. I'm unbelievably excited about it, just for the kind of guy I am. And it's going to be cool. So I hate to leave a tease like that, but it's really exciting.
Well, it just gives people a reason to follow you on Twitter.
Right. That's
Great.
all it was for.
Great.
There's nothing
you are
happening.
a great your own marketing team. You're an excellent self-marketing team.
If you contribute to his Kickstarter page, he'll tell you the secret.
Yeah, totally.
We haven't discussed that.
I'm trying to be your marketing team.
I know
here, buddy.
you're doing great. You're doing great. You're
Doing
doing
an
great.
excellent, not sort of excellent job.
Yeah. No, you are doing a great job.
Well,
Maybe not an accurate job, but a great job.
The truth is not
I
necessarily
know,
part of it.
right?
Yeah.
But you've been on a bunch of other stuff. I caught you this morning on what just went live today. You were talking about trailers, I think. And
Oh, you mean like Most Craved and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
you
And there
Most
was on
Craved this
Legends of
morning.
Lair and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been like later on today I'm going to be doing a playthrough, which is exciting. With I think it's like Smosh Games, I think it is. But it's going to be cool.
Great,
so there's
man.
it's been awesome. There's been a lot of interest and
What are you
I've been
playing
having
right
a lot
now?
of
What
fun.
video
Well, I
games are you
have
playing
a
right
board
now?
game night every Thursday, so that's kind of convenient. So I think tonight we're going to play. I haven't really played the X-Wing tabletop game yet, but it looks really fun.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
only
try.
2 players, but
Yeah, that's sort of it's tough finding a game that has like say more than 4 players that you can play.
Yeah,
But,
well, that's the truth.
yeah, but you know.
You got to get on Pandemic Legacy.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
I've heard
Or like,
so many good things.
I just saw. I also saw a Risk Legacy as well.
Yeah, Pandemic's
Risk
better,
Legacy.
but yeah,
Cool,
Risk,
yeah.
Risk Legacy is very good. Same designer.
Yeah, but then I was like,
Rob Daviau.
marketing genius, like because you're like, well, you play it
Risk.
once and then buy it again.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
so
no,
it's-
you play it 12 times though in the same box,
True.
and it evolves. It's amazing.
that's
It's
such a
absolutely
good
incredible.
idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
such a good idea. Well, I will check that out.
Cool,
Check that
man.
out. Yeah.
dig
Well,
it.
thanks for being here.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for
you
having
so
me.
much.
Absolutely.
Where can people find you on Twitter? Because I
Oh.
know your Twitter handle is not just Liam McIntyre.
I wish it was, but apparently there are other people that really wanted to be Liam McIntyre that decided to get there first. I know, right? No, it's at Liam_J_McIntyre.
That's not too bad.
Not
terrible.
terrible.
Easy to
Not
remember.
terrible.
Well, we will also tweet it out from Tomorrow Daily. So if you go over to Tomorrow Daily's Twitter account today and you see the episode, you'll see Liam's Twitter handle, and you can click on it and all that stuff.
Yeah, genius. Technology.
You can check out the Kickstarter. Again, it's Monster Lab.
Yeah.
I'm going to build some monsters with some cards and then destroy things and fight with other monsters.
Pretty
And
cool.
who doesn't?
Sounds like a real win to me. I don't know.
There's no downside.
Yeah, it's really. I
really
mean, it seems there's no true downside here. Everybody wants to be a mad scientist on the inside. You can check that out, and then of course you can always watch your television because I'm sure this gentleman will be popping up on it.
Not television.
But don't turn away from this, whatever screen you're watching us on, because we have more Tomorrow Daily coming right up.